Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to give an extended version about bloating, what it is, what's normal, and just two little practical suggestions to help manage your bloating. So let's first start off with what is bloating? So bloating is characterized by an abnormal response to normal stretching of digestive organs or tubes, including your stomach, your small, and your large intestine. Now, when we think about bloating, in reality, when we're eating food or water or even gas, those digestive organs or those tubes should be able to stretch to accommodate food, water, and gas. However, in people who experience bloating, they experience this stretch, but this abnormal sense of stretch that stays stretched. So those tubes and organs don't return back to its normal state. They kind of stretch out, remain stretched out for a long period of time, and continue to stretch. And after a while, that becomes very uncomfortable. And just again, feeling like there's heaviness, feeling like they're pregnant almost. So in reality, in everyone's organs stretch out, but it's in people with bloating that these organs pretty much stay stretched out, or that the body is very hypersensitive to this normal stretching. So what can we do to improve bloating? So there are so many different factors to improve bloating, but I wanted to touch on two different things that we can work on to help with that. So first is optimizing the function of the diaphragm. Now, what is the diaphragm? The diaphragm is a breathing muscle. It is located at the inside of your rib cage, and it's important because as it contracts, the diaphragm lowers down and kind of massages those digestive organs. When you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes and comes back up into the rib cage. So this pumping motion of the diaphragm really facilitates those organs to get nicely massaged. It facilitates that pumping motion, the ability for the muscles and those digestive tubes to kind of stretch and then contract. So this pumping motion. Again, when we're eating, we don't want our digestive organs to just stay stretched the whole time. We want them to shrink back or contract to, again, kind of propel the food and propagate it throughout the digestive tract. So making sure that your diaphragm is working is actually really important, because if that diaphragm is really, really tight, and if it's just kind of staying up in this rib cage the whole time, then diaphragm's not able to let go and again help your digestive system kind of work and get your food propelling instead of just staying there, causing bloating. So again, making sure your diaphragm is working well through different exercises can really help. And a few things you can work on is, first, when you're walking, making sure that you're moving your arms. While you're moving your arms, it stimulates your trunk or your rib cage to also rotate, and that also helps activate and release the diaphragm. There are several exercises to help open up the rib cage and thoracic spine. I can link a few thoracic spine stretches or openers you can do. Diaphragmatic breathing is also really important. So making sure that you are breathing into your diaphragm, thinking about as you inhale, expanding into your belly, your ribs, and into your back, almost like imagining you're breathing in 360 degrees. Doing breathing before and after meals is also really helpful, because breathing again will stimulate your digestion. And then really also doing breathing exercises that have variability in the duration of the inhale and the exhale, maybe even adding a hold between the inhale and the exhale. That also will help stimulate your digestion and help your body be in a calmer state. Digestion happens better when your body is calm. It doesn't happen well when you are stressed or kind of more upregulated. And then even going on a 10-minute walk after every meal is really great, because it helps stimulate your digestive system, or peristalsis, which is movement of food throughout the gut. So this is just a little overview about the diaphragm and just things you can do to help stimulate the diaphragm. Now, in terms of like the food aspect and what you can do with this, so I highly recommend trying to consume foods that are easier to digest, foods that are easier on your digestive system, So if you're going to choose between like cooked vegetables versus raw vegetables, I would definitely choose cooked. Cooked vegetables are easier to digest. Um, Fiber also typically causes a lot of bloating because it draws more water into the gut. So because of that, I recommend more soluble fiber foods because those digest easier. So like oats, chia seeds, egg whites, psyllium husk. Um, Chia seeds are great options. You can add them to yogurt or your oatmeal. Egg whites, again, are really great options for breakfast as well. So it's really important that you're selecting your foods properly and also consuming them in the best ways you can. Um, Another thing is chew your food. So this is something that's really simple to do, but it's also a lot harder than people think, because I think a lot of people tend to chew their food like 5 to 10 times per bite, when in reality you want to consume your food about 30 to 40 times a bite. So that's gonna, again, just chewing your food will just help ease the amount of work that your digestive system has to do, and it just allows your colon to have more time to process that food. So again, this is just a very brief summary on what is bloating, just 2 things you can do, very easy things you can do to help management. If you are still struggling with bloating, I highly recommend seeing a multidisciplinary team. So not only a pelvic floor physical therapist, but also maybe an acupuncturist, a functional medicine doctor, just to really understand what is causing the bloating. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll link down a few other videos I highly recommend on my channel, such as ways to open up your thoracic spine and other tips to help ease up your digestion.